Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we'll be looking at racing today from Gravel Polytrack, and today is the 12th of October. Before I start the form analysis, just one or two things I would like to quickly talk about. First of all, for the persons watching this video for the first time, how Outsider Genie works is that Outsider Genie is not a tipping service per se. What we do is we do a form analysis, making use of the computer form, and we then provide you with outsider selections that you can add on to whatever your fancy is. So you take our numbers, add them with your numbers, and then you use that in whatever play that you favor. We also offer a daily analysis service where we provide you with race by race selections, pick six, a PA, each way, and doubles that you can play, as well as a best bet. Our best bet is normally not a 9 to 10 shot that you can find yourself. Our monthly fee is 500 Rand, but if you subscribe from today, you can only pay 350 as a part of the month is already passed. So you'll be paying 350 Rand till the end of the month. The details and our telephone number will be in the section below. We're also offering you a chance to join a syndicate where we have share in free racehorses, and the cost of that is 2,050 excluding VAT, and that includes your 12 months maintenance. So let's have a look at race one here at Hollywood Bets, which is a maiden plate on the poly over 1,200 meters. And here we have, let me just go to the betting, and the betting is as follows. Number 3, Ibuto, 17 to 10. 2 to 1 King's Crusade, Fly Me Free 7 to 1, My Lord and Master 10 to 1, Gloucestershire 14 to 1, and 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So I just want to explain to you how my preview work. In the past, I had people asking me if I can do a form analysis on more horses, and then other people said, "Now the video is too long. I need to make it shorter." So what I'll do now is I touch on my 3 selections. I give you 3 selections per race. The first one is the horse that is my outright selection, and that doesn't mean it will normally be the favorite. I've given outright selections to win outright as high as 53 to 1, Shaba Ranks, and a little bit earlier, Whirly. Yeah, I've given some good outright selections, and then the other 2 numbers is my outsider selections, and they are not in a particular order. So here in race number 1, my first choice is horse number 6, which is Fly Me Free. Fly Me Free is by a stallion called Flying the Flag. Initially, Flying the Flag didn't have a lot of winners, but lately he's getting the winners, so maybe they take a little bit time to mature. This horse is getting -3.5, and it's a filly. It debuted very well behind Spree, and Spree won well that day. And then last time out over the 1,200 meters, faded a little bit behind Countess Helene, and she paced no extra, and it was at Scottsville. Now today, running for the first time on the poly, drawn reasonably 6, and I expect Fly Me Free to run a reasonable race. Then other outsiders we can look at is number 5, Wind Guru. I'm sure this horse as a Windrush by Silvano Meir has had 2 runs, and it looks like this horse is improving a little bit. Last time I just faded at the end and was also difficult and got bumped. So I think number 5, Wind Guru, definitely a nice inclusion. Just want to see what the betting is on Wind Guru. 20 to 1. Should this horse run into the placings, you'll be laughing, collecting the money, and thanking Outsider Genie. Then my other outsider selection I want to look at is number 2, Royce Slooper Jet. This horse debuted and lost on the 25th of March. Well, had a barrier trial, but I like the breeding of this, and it's getting -2.5, so definitely a horse that you can include in the back end of your quartets. Number 1, King's Crusade, Had some reasonable form, but last time did run not a good race after running over a longer distance, bringing it back to the 1200 meters, but can probably be involved in the finish. And then there is some other horses that you can include, and the favorite is then number 3, Butu. Has also run reasonably. Has run 4 lengths, 6 lengths, 4, but not form that really inspires you. The debut it over longer distance, now bring it back over the 1200 meters. So maybe that could be, in the horse's favor. So let's move down to race number 2, which is another maiden plate over 1200 meters. And here we have the following betting. Number 5, Long Day's Journey, 2-1. Rain Must Fall, 9-2. Austin Creed, 9-2. 5-1, Lord Carrot. Precious Love, 5-1. Big Sky Country, 12-1. 12-1, and the rest and longer. Now, this is a very interesting thing that we're seeing here, because this horse also ran yesterday at the turf, on the turf. That's number 5, Long Day's Journey. I did say in my preview, I gave it as my outright selection based purely on the breeding, because this is a half brother to Chimchimney Run and Golden Duke. But then it doesn't run too bad. It ran fourth, about 3 lengths behind. But it was running on at the end. So I would think the 1200 meter would suit if the horse is running. I'm not sure whether they can run the horse today or not. But should the horse run, I do believe it will have a huge chance to win this race. Then other selections that we can look at outside of selections is number 1, Sacharo. Sorry, not number 1. Sorry, I got it a mistake. I nearly fell off my chair now. Number 11, Austin Creed. I'm drawn a little bit wide. But as I said before on the poly, I'm not really concerned if a horse is drawn wide, because ultimately some of them do move to the outside rail. So actually sometimes that can play in their favor, because the jockey can place the horse on the outside, and when they need the turn, he can move out to the outside rail. Now it says here 1 pace finish over the 1400 and bringing back over the 1200. But this horse is breed exceptionally well. It's Vaal by a Galileo mare, and I do believe that this horse will run a forward race today. The other selection that we can look at is number 9, Miss Emblem. Now this horse comes all the way from Joburg, and as far as I can see, Paul Matchett only have 1 runner on this race. So maybe they would think that the poly will suit this horse. This horse didn't do too well in his first 2 races, but did improve last time over the 1450. It says in touch now, no extra. So I'm sure that this horse is in with some sort of a chance. Currently in the betting at 12-1. So do include in all your play. This horse is not coming here to see the poly track. Then let's move on to race number 3, where we will have another maiden plate, but over 1400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. The betting as far as Time Taker, 2-1. Spirit of My Fate, 22-10. McCarran, 6-1. Hello Again, 10-1. 10-1, whatever it takes. Montana by 12-1 and 20-1, and longer the rest. So here my first selection is number where is it now? Number 12, McCullen. Lyle Hewitson on board. Now this is a long time maiden, already has got 13 runs, but is often placed. And I do think today over the 1400 meters, never run over the 1400 meters, but I think if Lyle Hewitson can place this horse 3rd or 4th and then run on from there, because it seems to me that the 1200 and 1000 meter is maybe just too fast. He's got some pace, but then he fades. So if he can settle down a little bit and then go to the front, I probably think number 12, McMillan, would be a very huge runner in this race if he don't go to the front straight. Or even if he goes to the front and he sits not as fast a pace as in 1000 or 1200 meters, no, he can actually then maybe still win from the front. So I think the jockey, I don't know the horse. The jockey has ridden this horse 4 times already. Surely he knows what to do. I'm just thinking, what a situation could be for this horse. Then we got number 4. Number 4 is Montana Sky. Montana Sky is from the Teeny Princess stable. Has been running a few places, a few forks, and the previous run, that run from the front faded at the end. So last time out they didn't go to the front, and it still ran reasonably 3.7. A nice horse to put in for your placings. Then I also want to look at number 11. Was there just now, Warren? Okay. Number 11 recently had a stable change from Gavin van Sale to the Barn Horses. And then here's Warren Kennedy riding for his wife and his brother-in-law. And yeah, this is now the second run they're having. And last time out, the horse got beaten less than half a length. Now going back to a little bit shorter, but I'm sure the horse that will suit the horse. So definitely keep an eye out for this number 11. Let's just quickly have a look at the favorite, and the favorite being number 6, Time Taker. Time Taker did debut on Scottsville, ran a very good race, 22.2 overreach ran on. So definitely you have a huge chance in this race, but I do feel there is 1 or 2 hard knockers in this race that can upset the apple cart. So, but definitely you have to include Time Taker in everything. So let's now move down to race number 4, which is the first leg of your pick 6. So let's have a look at the betting at race number 4. Race number 4, the betting is as follows. Number 6, Jace Dancer, 17 to 10. Lightning Spirit, 3 to 1. Red Rock Canyon, 33 to 10. Staten Street, 7 to 1. Star over Cape Town, 16. And 20 to 1. Absolute, and 25 to 1. And longer the rest. So let's have a look here. So here's your favorite, race 4. Number 6 is the favorite, Jace Dancer. This horse has been running constantly, being placed, and I'm sure today might be the day Lyle Hewitson got the right to, break his maiden. Last time out, he just got run out of it, and today I think from a nice draw, it will probably, will be hard to beat in this race. So let's take a look at some other outsider selections that you might want to include into your play. Number 1, Absolute did have a nice debut, and the form, Aris and Miller are in form. And yeah, it says slow into stride. The drawn 1, probably the 400 meter will suit. Didn't run too bad, still 24 under 24 seconds, 400 to finish, which is a reasonable time. Then other horse, other outsider selection is number 3, Red Rock Canyon. It's not really outsider, it's about 33 to 10 in the betting, but this horse is constantly involved there on Kenilworth, and now, it doesn't run too far behind the winner, and that's the type of horse that can upset at any time. Not upset, but can win a race at any time. So Red Rock Canyon to be included in all your play. So let's move on to race number 5. Which is a Felicia Mayer 62 handicap. It's a Class E, average merit rating 59. Here's the betting as follows. Number 1, Talia a Girl, 33 to 10, Top Salute 4 to 1, Cersei 9 to 2, Sands Dancer 11 to 2, Not Now Pussycat 8 to 1, 10 to 1, Black Forest Just One More, 14 to 1, Hollywood Thunder 16 to 1, 25 to 1, Noble Princess, and longer the rest. Yeah, in my mind, one of might be the the race where most of the horses might have a chance. So it's a very open race. So let's go down to my first selection, which was number 6. But I had to make a decision between 6 and 5. So eventually my decision fell on number 6, which already had 32 time runs, but has right now at least had some free runs. And when you look at this horse, has at one stage been running from a high 77, now a 59, and has run some decent opposition. Je ne sais quoi, Second Ibis, Miss Rhoda Park. So this horse is always there and thereabouts. Now, last time out ran in a 69, now running in a 59. We had Eden Garden Blitz. That was Eden Garden Blitz first win, and then Eden Garden Blitz has won since again. So for me, I think this is the outsider selection today that I would like. But as I said, I also fancy number 5, Sands Dancer. Sands Dancer is also running there and thereabouts, always getting 3-4 lengths behind Dylan riding from draw 5. Definitely a huge danger in this race. Sands Dancer, the Windy Whitehead stable are getting some winners, so definitely one that you need to include. And then I also want to scroll down to number 12, which is Not Our Pussycat. Current champion jockey Warren Kennedy on board from draw 12. Yeah, this horse is also always running, there and there about second fastest to 400 to finish, third fastest 400 to finish. So runs on well from on the poly. He's drawn 12, so probably would be coming from behind. So definitely number 12, a horse that you would like to include in your play. But yeah, this is a very open race. Here's the favorite, number 1. Talia Al Ghul, Anton Marcus on board, draw 1. Has been running against stronger last time out, ran 5 lengths in an average rating of 80 against a 69 and 68. Definitely in with a chance, but I prefer my other selection, number 6, to finish first in this race. So then move down to race number 6, which is a merit rated 69 handicap. Class D, average merit rating 66. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 1, Silver Fox Dark, 5-2, Lasada 5-1, Patsula 5-1, Ulterior Motive 7-1, Waste Magic 10-1, Shomaso 10-1, and Harriet 10-1, 12-1, and longer the rest. Now, when I saw this race, and this race is over 1,400 meters, but when I saw the name Silver Fox Dark, I knew it was going to be my first choice, because I watched this race last time when he won by 4 lengths. Wow, what a race! I mean, this horse was sitting at the back 11 lengths behind. They moved into the straight, and the next moment, this horse was in front, going away, hands and heels. It was actually spectacular. And I don't think in this field there's anything that will touch this horse today. It's even I selected this as my best bet on the day. I don't always select maidens, horses that just won their maidens, but I do see there is a trend. In the past, you could say if once a horse won his maiden, you can give it a 3 or 4 runs, before you include it. But I've seen quite a number of horses that recently who won their maiden and immediately won their the race after that, and some of them actually goes on to win 3 races in a row. And yeah, so that trend is not holding up anymore. So I think today Silver Fox Dark is going to be too good for this field. I really feel that even if it's a shorter distance, he won so well that, I mean, even if it was a 69 or a 49 meter, he still would have won. So that is my choice for this race. And then my other selections in race 6 is number 10. Number 10 being Harrier. This is also from the Genie Prince stable, exterior horse. Run well last time out, getting the -4, so that would be in his favor. I don't think the 1400 meter will be a problem, as this horse has been placed over 1600 meters and 1800. So I'm looking forward to this horse giving its best, running into the places. Then number 12, Pansula, is Gavin Van Sale. This horse run well last time out, nearly coming up at nearly beating Mashari. And although from draw 12 again, I do believe this horse will give a good account of himself. So now let's move on to race number 7. Race number 7 being Fillies and Mares 62 handicap, Fillies and Mares Class E, average merit rated 60. So let's have a look at the betting. Again, here another very open field, open race, where they bet as follows: 9-2 Short Skirt Flirt, Basibani 5-1, 6-1 Lady Sharon, Alabama Slide 7-1, Koshi.com 7-1, Spiffy 8-1, Everdeen 9-1, 12-1, and better the rest. So here in this race, my choice is number 2. No, it's number 5, but Setsana. Now, yeah, if you can note, it was again Miller and Aries, And if you have a look here, what do we have here in race number 6? We also have race number 6. Where is race number 6? We are now race number 5. I want to go to race number 6. We also have Miller and Aries. You might want to consider to take this double Silver Fox Dock onto Batsena, but you can actually take it maybe for wins, and take Silver Dog Fox for a win and a win on Batsana, and then take Silver Dog Fox for a place all to come with Basetsana. Basetsana currently 5-1 in the betting. You'll get 7-10 the place. Now, my reason for this horse ran against Lady Sharon last time, but I think on the weight turnaround will ran very close to Lady Sharon. But unfortunately, Lady Sharon is not a horse that runs 2 good races in a row, unfortunately. This horse has run against some decent opposition. Yes, she ran against Diamonds and Pearls, which finished in the placing yesterday in a much higher event, has run in a 70, a 74. So definitely, I think Basetsana in with a huge chance today. Here we have Short Skirt Flip from the Bill Heeman stable coming all the way from Rustenburg. This is where I stay. Actually, Bill's farm is just outside Derby, which is about 40 kilometers from where I stay at Rustenburg. I see he managed to get the services of Anton Marcus. And yeah, this horse has run reasonably well in Joburg, and he's a horse of ability. He has won well at Kimberley, and now coming to the Poly, has had 1 run in the Poly, but never showed. But yeah, it's some reasonable races, and can be involved in the finish, and I think will be involved in the finish. Another horse that we can look at is number 6, Everdeen. Number 6, Everdeen has also run well on the Poly, has 5 runs on second and 1 win and a third. But what I like is getting the -4. This jockey is really value for money for his -4, and I do believe also ran behind Lady Sharon last time, but now there's a huge turnaround in weights, and Everdeen will definitely be involved in the finish in this race. In the other selection is number 9, which is cozy.com. Only had 6 runs, and I believe this horse has got some ability. It's a 4-year-old, only had 6 runs. Lali Whitson on board, draw 9. And last time out also ran behind Lady Sharon, but again now there's a way turnaround, and I do believe that cozy.com can improve from there and involved in the placings. And cozy.com's betting is 7-1. So definitely a horse to watch out. But as I said, many horses have chances in this race. You definitely have to go wide in the pick 6 in this leg. And let's move on to race number 8, which is a merit rated 65 handicap, class E 61. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have another horse, number 6, Abner, 11-10, Ferrari Ice 43-10, Seeker Dynasty 12-1, World Cruise 12-1, Oh Yeah 14-1, 14-1 Fever, King's Cove 16, Fort Carroll 16, Deposition 20, and Region 720, 50-1, and Better the Rest. Yeah, we have this first time a year. That is number 6. Number 6, let's quickly have a look at him. He did make his debut. It's a Futura by Vaal. I think very well bred, and the money was on first time out, and he won beating Jace Dancer. Now, Jace Dancer is not, as you've seen, is not a world beater, but yeah, so certainly with Anton Marcus, I do believe I have a very good chance. But I want to go back to here, this horse number 3, Region 7. Region 7 is a 6-year-old already, but is getting the 53 -4, carrying 49.5. That makes a huge difference. If you see that Avenue is carrying 59, he's giving an older horse 10 kilograms, and that might just be a little bit a bridge too far to cross. But I can be wrong. This Jared Ruck is taking a little bit of time to find his feet, but his horse is starting to run well now. So I do believe Region 7 last time out was up there with the pace, and then say handy and stayed on. And that is always a good sign. And I believe Region 7 with this low weight today might be hard to catch. As you can see, you won a race there in Kimberley by 9 lengths. I know that day, I remember that day. watched this, and this horse won start to finish. So definitely region 7 in with a huge chance. Then outside of selections is number 7, Secret Dynasty, also another Human coming all the way from Rustenburg. Has run some decent races up in Joburg, and I would think will definitely be a contender when they take the focus in this race. Muzi Genie riding for Human. Then another series, my other outsiders, World Cruise. Frank Robertson stable is also getting a few winners lately. Sean Wheel from draw 8, not too bad. Has been running over various distances, but has been placed twice and a second and a third over 1600 meters. So do include World Cruise in all your selections, 12 to 1. If it might be a good value to include in your outsiders. Oh yeah, won 2 races ago. And then last time out, didn't fare so well, but only still 5 rings behind the winner. So definitely consider oh yeah in the back end of your quartets. So now let's move on to the 9th race, where we have a maiden plate over 1600 meters. Here the betting is number 9, race 1, and race 9, number 1, Ingankara 18 to 10, Dancing Sword 9 to 2, Emeralda Islas 11 to 2, Miss Caruso 10 to 1, Kisla Cove 10 to 1, Bianca Bull 12 to 1, Born to Rock for 15 to 1, and 18 to 1, and better the rest. Now, let's have a look at the form. Yeah, I think here in this race, number 1 will be hard to beat. It's had ran some good races. He's currently in form, running on well. You might even consider taking the double with race 6, number 1, onto race 9, number 1, which will give you a 17 to 2 double. And yeah, I think you might have a good chance, catching this. Then outside of selection, I think number 5, Dancing Sword. It's a karate by two dancing me, and I'm sure this horse is coming from Kenilworth. It's now his 2nd run on the poly. Last time out, didn't do too bad behind Hard Money, only 4.5 lengths behind. So I'm expecting Dancing Sword to run a forward race. Then number 12, Elusive Susie. It's very low in the betting. I think the betting on this horse is 18 to 1. Last time out also improved behind this altogether lovely and over the 1800 meters, so I don't think the 1600 meters will be a problem. Run before was over shorter distances, so it looks like there's Elusive Ford, and that's probably back. I mean, you're looking here at Elusive Ford, which is by Dynasty, out of a Dynasty mare. Now that's what I call nice inbreeding. I had a friend, unfortunately he's deceased, Lenny Taylor, and Lenny Taylor was big on inbreeding. I think he would have liked this kind of breeding, because this is the kind of breeding that he was looking for always. Yeah, so maybe number 12, Elusive Susie, going over the longer distances are improving. So that concludes my preview for today. I hope I can point you in the right direction and that I've given you a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.